பிரார்த்தனை. ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை குந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. தந்தை தாயாவானும் சார்கதீங்கு ஆவானும் அந்தமிலா இன்பம் நமக்கு ஆவானும் எந்தமது ஊனாகுவானும் உயிராகுவானும் அருட்கோனாகுவானும் குரு. உலகெல்லாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கு அறியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நிர்மலி வேணியன் அழகிற் ஜோதியன் அம்பலத்தாடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்க்கை வணங்குவான். So Nayanmar means who are ready to lose anything for Shivan devotees. They may lose their wealth, they may lose their life, they may lose their relatives, they may lose their limbs, that is to say even eyes. Maybe we have to put this in this way: they are ready to lose, not they may lose, they are ready to lose anything for devotees are called Nayanmar. So Kungaliya Nayanar was ready to lose his wealth. Then to make the Shivalinga straight, he was even ready to lose his life. Kannappa Nayanar, within 6 days, he was ready to lose his both eyes. They take some vow and they are steadfast in that. And you can see this same pattern in every Nayanmar's life. Mayporul Nayanar was ready to lose his life to his enemy because he was in devotee attire, disguise. Yanathinatha Nayanar was ready to lose his life because his enemy was in devotee attire. Yeripatha Nayanar was ready to even fight with elephants which is in rut. Amarnethi Nayanar was ready to lose his wealth, his family, including wife and children, for devotee. Ilayangudi Maranayanar was also the same. So this is the pattern we see in each and every Nayanmar's life. Because of that they were named Nayanmar. So they in India they give Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan and so on. Titles, awards. Because those people achieve something in their respective fields. In the same way, every nation had some awards. One you may be very well aware of, Nobel Prize. So somebody excelled in their field and they were given awards. That way Nayanmar is one kind of award given to devotees who lived for devotees, who are ready to lose anything for devotees, or whatever vow they took. So in that line, today we are going to see 10th in our series, 12th in Periya Puranam, Chekkizhar's series. Manakanchara Nayanar. There is a village by the name Kancharur. Because of that name, he got his name. There was a Congress leader, Vazhappadiya. His name is Ramamurthy because he came from the village Vazhappadi Ramamurthy. So there is a leader by the name Anandan. Because he is from Kumari, Kanyakumari district, he is called Kumari Anandan. Then there is Nanjil, because they are Kanyakumari have another name called Nanjil Nadu. So people from Kanyakumari name themselves as Nanjil. Nanjil Vincent, Nanjil Sambat and so on. So there are some people they become famous, due to that their village becomes famous. So Kancharur is the village name. So the Nayanar is called Manakanchara Nayanar. He is from agriculture family. He was a general also in the army. He was very much devoted to devotees. He didn't have any child. Maybe we can say he didn't have any issue. Because nowadays having child is an issue. So he didn't have any issue. But later, due to their prayer, they were blessed with a girl child. And she grew up. They brought her up well. When she attained marriage age, they were looking for a bridegroom. There was a person, we may deal more later, Yerkon Kalikama Nayanar. So he is also a Nayanar. He will come later. Just information, he is also a Nayanar. So both families met, talked, and they engaged themselves. Both families were happy to give and take. Then the marriage arrangements were started. Engagement was over, then the marriage date was fixed. The marriage date approached, everything went well. So something is not well. The marriage day, the bridegroom came from his place to Kancharu. Before he came to the marriage place, Shivan Adiyar, a devotee, came. A sadhu came to Manakanchara Nayanar's house. He saw in the village there was a lot of decorations and so on. So he thought we should visit the house where there is celebration. Then he inquired and he reached Manakanchara Nayanar's house. Manakanchara Nayanar was very happy. He felt blessed because a sadhu was coming in auspicious time to his house. So he, whatever formalities was there, he did everything. And he told him, you can be here today and bless the couples and take prasadam also. The sadhu was Mahavirati. Mahavirati is called Mahavirati. Generally, they are not just with Basmam and Rudraksham. They have little more like Kali. They have the Kapalas, malas with bones, jada and so on. So, so to say, a frightening attire. But in India it is very common. Many varieties of sadhus are there. So here we can say some Kapalika or Pashupata, something like that. In Shaiva tradition there are Agachamayam 6, Purachamayam 6, the innermost religion 6, outer religion 6, and the outermost outer religion 6, like that they decide. That is one of the reason in Tirumandiram Tirumular was writing ஒன்றது பேரூர் வழியார் அதற்குள என்றது போல இருமுச்சமயமும். There is only one goal, but there are so many ways to reach that goal. நன்றிது தீதிது என்றுரையாளர்கள், people say this is best, this is worst, this is highest, this is lowest. There are people making such statements. நன்றிது தீதிது என்றுரையாளர்கள் குன்று குறைத்தெழு நாயை ஒத்தார்களே. They are almost equal to barking dogs. They don't make any sense. To this effect there is a verse in Tirumandram. There he is not referring to Shanmata of Adi Shankara according to Saiva tradition. He was mentioning the other religions of sections of Saiva tradition. So anyhow, possibly this sadhu is from Kalamuka or Pashupata or Kapalika tradition. So his attire was with bones and bones are abharanas for him, ornaments for him. So in that attire he came. So he told me that I heard that there is a marriage is going to happen. So hearing that I came. So this Manakanjara fell on his feet and called his family and made everybody take blessings. Then he also blessed everybody. When the bride fell and took blessings, he saw she has a beautiful, lengthy and thicky hair. So, which is the dream of every woman. For her, naturally she was having, without any oil, without any grooming, she was having a very nice hair. Lot of hair, lengthy hair, thicky hair. So when the sadhu saw, he told Manakanjara Nayanar, I think you may be of a very good help to me. Your daughter's hair will be very useful to me. So why don't you give that? Manakanjara Nayanar, without any second thought, just took his sword, because he was a Senapati, so thing was available with him. Just took his sword and cut her hair, made her mottai. She is a bride. Within some time she is going to get married, and for any woman hair is the most unloosable thing, like dantam was for elephants. And mustach is for men's. It was in the old days. And not after Hindi actors came into the picture. In the old days, even Lord Shiva will be having moustache in Thiruvilayadam. But not now. Okay. So, there are something everyone will have who won't lose at any cost. Without taking any permission from her daughter, without consulting anyone, the sadhu asked hair of the daughter, the bride, just he shaved her head and gave the hair to the sadhu. The sadhu took his real form. He was along with Uma Devi. Lord Shiva appeared like in Keno Upanishads. There was a huge flame. Agni, Vayu, all went to that and came back with unable to knowing what it is. Then finally Indra came. Then the huge flame disappeared. It became Uma. The same way, the sadhu, Kapalika or Kalamuka, Shaiva, he disappeared in that place. Who took the hair was Lord Shiva along with Parvati. Then he blessed the Nayanar, Manakanchara Nayanar, and he disappeared. Then, as it happens in our cinema, after climax, exactly after climax, some police will enter. The same way, Ayarkon Kalikama Nayanar, who is the bridegroom, he entered the house to get married to Manakanchara Nayanar's daughter. Then he was apprised of what happened. He was so sad. Just I missed that. Bhagavan himself came and did this Leela, but we people were very unfortunate, unlucky. We couldn't see that. He was very much disappointed with that he couldn't see Bhagavan. But he was happy. This family is blessed by Shiva. So, of course, because of blessings, the hair grew again. Even if it didn't grow, he might have married her because he is Ayarkon Kalikama Nayanar, a Shiva devotee. But he married her. So that was Manakanchara Nayanar. He didn't have any second thought. Girl is going to marry without hair. Will the bridegroom will accept? What will think of other people? What will our daughter will think? He generally, in some people's case, shaving head is amangalam. That is their opinion. Generally, if we go to Palani, which is a Muruga temple, we have to say that this is Kaligalam. So there are some idiots who is telling in Palani there is no Murugan. So we have to tell Palani is Murugan's place. If we go to Palani, generally there is a custom, people will give their hair as a offering to Bhagavan. And people, if they go to Balaji, that is Venkateshwara of Tirupati, they will offer their hair. So there are few places where people offer their hair. Generally, offering hair is a symbol of losing our head weight. That is our ego. So as a symbol, token of symbol, they shave their head. But still, there are instances when the father is dying, father died, son will shave his head. So there is a custom. And there was a custom, if husband dies, particularly in Brahmin families, if husband dies, the wife will offer her hair. So the devotee offer their hair to Bhagavan. Wife may offer her hair to husband. Son may offer his hair to father if he died. So as there are some instances like that, there are few people who think wife offering hair to husband, son offering hair to father, those things are amangalam. So there may be few people who think that is not auspicious. Still, Manakanjara Nayanar didn't think about that, didn't hesitate about that. If our daughter couldn't marry, will anybody marry later? If first marriage slipped away, then it will be considered as a inauspicious thing, and so on. People have their own many silly thinkings, but he didn't worry about anything. He thought only one thing. A sadhu came, he asked for something which we could give. It is in our hand, it is in our capacity, so we should give. That's it. So that's how some rare people behave, and they are enlisted as Nayanmar. So the Kancharu person also named as Nayanmar. So we call him Manakkanchara Nayanar. Then next Nayanmar. In our series it is 11. Chekadar series it is 13. Somebody may make a list which I need at some time. You can prepare a list which Nayanmar was ready to lose what. So we can make a list why he became a Nayanmar, because of what he was ready to lose, offer to Bhagavan. Bhagavan in the sense sadhus, Shiva devotees. So if you make a list, that will be very useful in understanding many things. And why they are named as, when there are so many devotees, why they are specifically named Nayanmar. That will help us to understand that. So now we are in the 11th one. Chekadar series, he is the 13th. Arivattaya Nayanar. Arival Taya Nayanar. Tayanar is his name. Arival means sickle. Which we use to reap paddy, rice. In the paddy field, when they do harvesting, they use the sickle to cut the paddy plants. Such instrument is called arival. Generally in the agriculture they use mostly. It will be in a moon shape, generally very sharp. In India, Communist Party has sickle in their symbol. So Arival here it can mean that sickle. I think there is a sickle cell anemia is also there. A blood related disease called sickle cell anemia. There was one doctor in your group. Nowadays I don't see her. Okay. Anyhow, Arival means sickle. Tayanar is his name. Arival Taya Nayanar. It becomes Arival Taya Nayanar. Due to Sandhi, Arival Taya becomes Arival Taya. So he is from Chola nation, Chola Nadu. So there was a village by the name Ganamangalam. He is from that village. Very wealthy person. He took a vratam, vow, that he will offer chennal, that is red rice. I generally didn't see in Tamil Nadu. There is one variety called chamba that will be in red color only, because it won't lose its bran completely, because it will have its bran to some extent. It will look like red rice, but white and red. I don't know whether chennal means the chamba, but in Rishikesh, that is above Rishikesh, there is Uttarakashi. In that area, people cultivate some rice that will be in red color. They also call lal chawal, red rice, that is in Tamil chennal. Possibly something like basmati rice, very tasty, a high variety. In dogs and all, they say, they use some word. What do they say for high quality dogs, Doberman and so on? Rajapalayam, German Shepherd and so on. There is some word for that. Pedigree, I think the name is pedigree dogs. Like that, it may be a pedigree rice. So, chennal, then chenkire. Chenkire is red leaf. Tandukire also they say in our area. It is a plant. The leaves generally eaten. It won't have fruits. Of course, it will have flowers and seeds and so on, but not fruits. So people generally use it for cooking with its leaf. See, when we eat, we may take the seeds like rice, wheat, dals and so on. We may use the seeds. We may use the fruits. We may use fruits before ripening. Ripened fruits also we may take. Without ripening, raw fruits also we may take. In Tamil we say kai, kani, two words we have. I don't think English has two words. So we can say raw fruit and ripened fruit. Then we may use leaves. We may use flowers. And we may use branches. We may use roots. So in a plant we may use any part. We have different things. So when we use the leaves, then that variety is called kirai in Tamil. So he uses red leaf plant. Then ma vadu. Ma means mango. Ma maram means mango tree. Ma means mango. Of course, it has many other meanings also. Any word can have many meanings. Here, ma means mango. Vadu means the tender, small mango is called vadu. We can sometimes they say kanni mangai also because it is a new one. Generally the seed inside won't be hard. In that stage, if we take away the mango, then it is called kanni mangai alladu ma vadu. Ma vadu can be pinju in Tamil we say maam pinju. It will be just formed like something like chicken 65. We may say mango 65. A small mango which is not yet grown enough. In the initial stage itself, it may fall. Generally, it falls due to reasons. Then people take that and make pickle out of that. They put salt and it will be soaked in salt for days. Maybe later they dry it in sunlight, or without drying it also they may take. So tender mango is called mavadu. We can say a pickle made out of tender mango. Mango in the sense it may be in this size too, just 1 centimeter or maybe 2 inches, very rarely more than that size, and the dimension will be 1 centimeter to 1 centimeter to 1 inch to 1 inch, rarely 2 inch also, won't be bigger than that. So that pickled mavadu. So red rice, red leaves, chennal, chenkirai and mavadu, tender mango pickle. So his vow is offering these 3 daily to Bhagavan. This is his vratam. So he was doing it regularly, daily, his nitya karma. You know, the Shiva always tests his devotees. Shiva devotee means they may undergo many sufferings, because this is a thinking among Shiva devotees. Shiva will be always testing us. So he will give us lot of troubles and he will test our patience, our devotion. Then we have to be very diligent in our devotion. Then finally he will bless us. And earlier also we have seen Shiva tests his devotees in many ways. So in Tayanar's life also he decided to test him. he slowly took away all his wealth. But he was steadfast in his vow. There was a time he lost every wealth. So to fulfill his vow, Vratam, he has to go for work. Kuli velai, they say in Tamil. He went for work under somebody for wages. In those days, wages means they will give rice or salt. They say in Tamil, for wages, there is a word chambalam. Chambu means rice, chamba, rice. Chennal, we can say. Alam means uppu, salt. The uppu, salt was cultivated in a place that is called in Tamil alam. So, chambalam means rice and salt. So that is the wage, kuli, given to workers. So he was a wealthy person. Now he's lost his wealth. He didn't hesitate to go for work for wages. So he went. He go to fields and harvest paddy fields, paddy. See, if he harvests chennal, red rice, he will get red rice as his wage, and he will offer it to Bhagavan. If he go to work for carnal, I have to get the term, understand the term still, other than red rice is carnal. Car may mean car means megham, clouds. It may mean black. So any inferior quality rice. Superior quality rice was chennal, red rice. Any inferior quality rice, he may go for that work also. That rice he will collect for his family. And to test him more, everybody was growing only red rice. There was no other rice. So he was getting only red rice as wage. When his vow is offering red rice to Bhagavan. So whatever rice he gets as wage is only red rice. So he offers everything to Bhagavan. He don't have anything for him because he is not getting other rice as wage. So his wife will take some kirei, that is leaves, and make something out of leaves. She will give husband also, and she also takes that. So this is the third wife, Jadiketa Mudi, a wife following husband, dharma patini, saga dharmini, very obedient, that may be a wrong word, very helpful in whatever dharma, vrata, husband was following, the wife was also helpful in that. She didn't have her own separate lifestyle, lavish lifestyle, or any imaginative lifestyle. Both were together in their thinking. Even in the wedding mantras, they say, let our minds be alike, and so on. There are mantras in marriage. So they were made for each other. That is the English word. Jadiketamudi is Tamil. Made for each other is the English word. So we are seeing the third or so family now. Made up for each other. The wife was also supporting him much. So she will make some kirei, leave food for husband and family. And days gone by, there was scarcity for even leaves. So she will just give some water to husband, like patram pushpam phalam toyam. Yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upakritam ashtami prayatatmanaha. Same manner, in puja also, if you know puja steps, if we have to offer avaranam to Bhagavan, but without offering avaranam, we may say avaranartham udagam samarpayami. That is, instead of jewels, I am offering water. Vastrartham udagam samarpayami. Instead of dress, I am offering water. So like that, there is a way out in karma. You need not have everything, whatever you used to offer. You may have any shortcomings. You don't worry. Just say, Abharnartham udagam sarupaya, when you offer water. In the same manner, if they don't have anything to eat, his wife will give water. He will drink that water and lie down, sleep. But he didn't swear away from his vow. One day, somehow he managed to collect red rice, red leaves, chengirai, chenel, possibly this chambarisi, then mavadu, tender mango pickle. Like Thaila Dhara, the flow of oil or honey, he was doing his offering to Bhagavan every day. Today also he took and he was going towards temple. He didn't have anything for himself, so he was so weak. So on the way, he was slipped in the ground and whatever he was taking to Bhagavan, all fall down. His wife, who was following him in every sense, she also tried to catch hold of him, but it was too late or she was too weak. She couldn't. So he fell down, everything scattered on the ground. Thayanar was very much disappointed. It is in his lifetime, for the first time, he is not going to offer Bhagavan. So very much disappointed. He thought, I am so unblessed person. I am a pavi. Even Bhagavan don't want my offering. So if Bhagavan don't want my offering, if I am that much pavi, then why should I live? Without offering Bhagavan for one day, I don't want to live anymore. If there is a day not offered to Bhagavan, then that day means I was not there to offer Bhagavan. So he always have his sickle which he used to cut paddy, reap paddy. So he decided to cut his neck. When he was about to cut his neck, from the ground a hand came up and holded Arivata Nayanar's hand, and he could hear the sound of biting mango pickle. கடக்கு முடுக்கு சத்தம். Bhagavan, he is everywhere. So from the ground, whatever scattered, he made his presence there, and he started taking that. Then he came on the bull Rishabha along with Uma Devi, and he blessed Arivata Nayanar and his wife. Please come to my place, Kailash. Then he took them to his place, Kailash. So, in this way, he didn't swerve from his Vratam, whatever he swore upon. So Bhagavan blessed him because he was about to cut his throat with sickle, Arival. So Tayanar became Arival Tayanar. Because we offer him the title Nayanmar, he became Arival Nayanar. With Sandhi, it becomes Arivataya Nayanar. So with this we complete 11 in our series. 11 people we have covered. Is there any question? Your volume is low. 1 minute. My volume may be down. Let me correct it. Will you speak now? Shanti Somasundar.
No questions on
Okay. I thought you were telling something, I couldn't hear.
It's very interesting. I don't know about this, so I'm just following. And I downloaded a story.
You could get English version.
Yes, I have. I think this one is Divine Life.
Divine Life Society.
Yeah, Divine Life Society publication. So
Okay.
I downloaded and I'm just following what stories and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very good that I'm following this. Very interesting for me. And one of the Naimars, I found out Karaikal Ammayar Nayanar.
Yeah. Lord Shiva called her as Amma, mother.
Yeah, my ancestors or my forefathers, they put up a temple in Karaikal.
For this Naimar. So I read the story and I found one of the Naimars is here. So it's very interesting.
Please repeat that Karaikal Ammayar. What did you say?
Karaikal Ammayar Naimar, right? So it's story of the mango, yeah.
2 mangoes, one was
offered
to devotee.
Yeah, that's why after reading this story, really I knew there's a lot of stories of devotion. I always wonder what is this? Why they are why are they called saints? Why so interesting? And who are they and all that? So I'm now getting why. Very good.
They are
very
called
interesting.
revered as saints. So I think we have 5 minutes. I can cover a story within 5 minutes. He is something like Krishna, maybe a Krishna who worshipped Shiva. Not much to tell in this life, but for his flute. So there was Anaya Nayanar is his name. An means Kalnadaigal, cattles. Generally, mainly Pashu, cows, but it may mean Yerumai, Ade, that is goats, bullocks, and cows. So he is from Idayar family, that is shepherd family, like Krishna. Ayar Kulathinil Thondrum Anivilakkai is Tirupavai, Andal. So he is a Ayar Kulathil Thondina Anivilakku, Anaya Nayana. We don't know what is his name. Because he was a shepherd, he is called Anayar. Anayar. There is a temple by the name Thiruvanai. I hope last class or the previous class I told Panchabhuta Sthalam, one among them is Thiruvanai, where elephant cannot enter. Water Sthalam. So the places nearby is called Mala Nadu. The west portion is called Mel Mala Nadu. In that portion there is a place called Tirumangalam. Of course, now nearby Madurai there is a place called Tirumangalam. There could be many Tirumangalams. This one is nearby Thiruvanai. Mala Nadu in older times. In that Tirumangalam, Anayar took birth. Possibly it is a Mullai Nilam, that is forest place. So he used to rear cattle, mainly cows. That was his duty, daily duty. While doing this, he was devoted to Shiva. Always he dwells in Shiva thinking. He did nothing more but rearing cows, but with devotion to Shiva, always thinking of Shiva. Took care of cattle also very well. He was very good in flute. So one day he was on his duty. On his way to duty, he saw a Kontai Maram. Ponnar Maniane, Puli Tole Arikasaitu, Minar Senjade Mel, Milir Kontai Anindavane. Kontai is a tree generally in the Vasanta Kalam. spring season, of course, in spring season every tree will come up with flower, but this Kondai tree only flowers in the spring season, without leaves, only with flowers, with yellow color hanging down. It will be a very beauty. This Kondai Malar is used in Chitrai Vishu, the Kerala New Year celebration. So the tree is with full of yellow flowers. When he saw that, possibly he remembered Sundaramurti Nayanar Padiyam. If he is later to Sundaramurti Nayanar, possibly he will be earlier to Sundaramurti Nayanar. Anyhow, he knew Shiva will be wearing this Kondai Malar, yellow flowers like golden hue. So when he saw the Kondai tree with the Kondai Malar hanging down, he was immersed in Shiva devotion, ecstasy, we may say. If you know Ramakrishna's life, it happens very often. When he goes to a paddy field, he saw clouds and in front of them white cranes flying. It remembered him, Bhagavan. Just he fell in the ecstasy. Very common for him. One day he was doing drama. In the drama he was in Shiva attire. Shiva character was given to him. When he went to the stage, he became Shiva. He forgot the drama. So like that, Anayanayanar was also, when he saw the Kondai tree with Kondai flowers, he immersed in Shiva and he was singing in his flutes. And when he started singing in the ecstasy, forgetting himself, everything around him came to him, like it happened with Krishna. I think there is a Pasuram also to this effect in Nalayira Divya Prabandham. The trees will come down along with its branches to listen to the music. All the birds gathered, all the animals gathered. In the sense, tiger also came, deer also came, lion also came, elephant also came. They all came together and sat together, forgetting their enmity. They are all immersed in the divine feeling. So, mother cows forgot to feed their calves forgot to drink milk. So everywhere taken into the ecstasy stage. Not only people are beings from earth, even from divine, Rakshasa, Devas, Kinnara, Gandharvas, Apsaras, and so on. Whatever you name them, everybody came, everybody like a snake. When the snake charmer plays, the snake will follow him. The same manner, every beings, including Devas, Rakshasas, Kinnaras, were mesmerized by his flute song. When everyone is mesmerized and attracted, will there be any exception? In Thiruvilayadal, there was a story. One singer came to Pandya kingdom and he was calling everyone for competition. Then he went to Raja with no other go. Everyone was afraid of him, so everybody showed hands to a bhajan doing person from the temple. Then Raja ordered him, "You please go and fight with him." But he also just know Bhagavan's names to sing. He don't know music at all. So he went to Bhagavan and told him. Then Bhagavan himself came and he sang. So that was the song. Naan asaindal asayum akilamellame, and so on. Very nice song. And when Bhagavan sits still, everything in the world becomes still. The same manner when he was singing, everything went still, and Bhagavan cannot be exception. He also came and he took Anaya Nayanar along with him to Kailash. So let us also complete our class with this ecstasy. Prarthane. Om வான்முகில் வழாது பெய்க மலிவளம் சுரக்க மன்னன் கோன்முறை அரசு செய்க குறைவிலாது உயிர்கள் வாழ்க நான்மறை அறங்கள் ஓங்க நற்றவம் வேள்வி மல்க மேன்மைக்குள் சைவ நீதி விளங்குக உலகமெல்லாம் வாழ்க அந்தணர் வானவராணினம் வீழ்க தன்புனல் வேந்தனும் ஓங்குக ஆழ்க தீயதெல்லாம் அரண் நாமமே சூழ வையகம் துயதீர்கவே. ஹரி ஓம் தத்சத். சர்வம் பிரம்மார்ப்பணமஸ்து. ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணார்ப்பணமஸ்து. Shubharatri. Meet you in the next week.
Om Swami.
Hari Om.
Swamiji, thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari.
Hari Om. Shubharatri to all.